Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's plane was seized by the United States. Published by Le Monde. The device was seized in the Dominican Republic on Monday morning by American authorities and transferred to Florida, due to alleged violations of American sanctions. Caracas denounced an act of piracy. In the latest episode of tensions between the United States and Venezuela, American authorities announced on Monday, September 2nd, that they had seized the plane of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro due to alleged violations of American sanctions. The aircraft, a Dassault Falcon 900EX, was seized in the Dominican Republic in the morning and transferred to Florida, southeast of the United States. This morning, the Department of Justice seized a plane that we believe was purchased illegally for $13 million through a shell company and smuggled out of the United States for use by Nicolas Maduro and his clique, Justice Minister Merrick Garland said in a statement. Venezuela denounces to the international community that once again the authorities of the United States of America, in a repeated criminal practice that can only be described as an act of piracy, have illegally confiscated a plane used by the President of the Republic, wrote, for its part, the Venezuelan Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Dominican Republic stressed that it had not participated in the investigation led by Washington. The Dominican authorities only responded to an international request for mutual legal assistance, affirmed the Dominican Minister of Foreign Affairs, Roberto Alvarez, to journalists, specifying that the plane was in his country before the seizure for maintenance purposes. Large-scale repression to stay in power. In August 2019, under the presidency of Republican Donald Trump, the American executive issued an executive order prohibiting any person in the United States from carrying out transactions with anyone who had, directly or indirectly, acted for the government of Venezuela or on its behalf, recalled the ministry. The seizure of this plane comes as the United States, like much of the international community, recently opposed the decision of the Supreme Court of Venezuela to validate the re-election of Nicolas Maduro, during a vote at the end of July which the opposition claims to have won. Mr. Maduro and his representatives falsified the results of the July 28 presidential election, falsely claimed victory, and carried out a large-scale repression to maintain power by force, a spokesperson said on Monday, of the National Security Council of the White House, specifying that, in this context, this seizure constituted an important step for Maduro to continue to suffer the consequences of his bad governance. In March 2020, the U.S. Department of Justice announced the indictment of Nicolas Maduro and other senior Venezuelan officials and offered a bounty of up to $15 million for any information that would lead to the arrest of the socialist president, in power since 2013. Nicolas Maduro and these senior officials were accused of having allied with the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, FARC, to flood the United States with cocaine.